Hi there, it's Enchanted. Thank you so much for tuning in. So in today's video, we're going to be picking cards to see what is going on with Zayn, Gigi, and Yolanda Hadid. This is just for fun, okay? This is just a celebrity reading. Don't take this too seriously. But I did want to just pull some cards to see exactly what's going on. Is Zayn really guilty? Is Yolanda telling the truth? Why did this happen, or like what exactly happened? Yeah, again, this is just for entertainment purposes and not to be taken seriously. Take it with a grain of salt. Obviously this is an issue that they have to resolve themselves, and I believe Gigi, one of my favorites, asked for privacy as well, so let's just not bombard them with this kind of stuff. But I think she literally turned off comments on her Instagram too, so yeah, again, this is just for fun. And yeah, okay, let's go ahead and pick some cards to see what's going on. I'm so sorry for the background noise. There's something being cooked. Okay, so we got the Queen of Wands. That's very interesting. I feel like that could be representative of Yolanda Hadid, which is Gigi's mom. We got the Seven of Cups. So this tells me there's a lot of different ways this could have played out. And do you see how this person is wearing a mask here? So I'm really seeing that there's something that's not being told. Okay, like the truth is still like undercover. The truth is still under the wraps, yeah, under a mask. I'm saying this because the Seven of Cups clarifies this Queen of Wands, which is I believe indicative of Gigi's mom. She's always been a little bit controlling, a little bit dominating. Yes, the Queen of Wands is someone who's very ambitious and passionate, and she has really big dreams, really big hopes for her daughters. But it's like the sort of negative side of the Queen of Wands is someone who's a little bit dominating, someone who's a little bit controlling. So yeah, I'm seeing that there's a lot of different possibilities of how the truth can play out, and she's not being completely honest. Okay, so we did get the Page of Wands, very interesting. We got the Three of Swords. Yes, I am seeing there's some sort of heartbreak here. I'm seeing obviously, Gigi and Zayn, they were pretty solid, and I'm seeing that, there's something good that's going to come out of this with this Page of Wands. All is not, lost. But this Page of Wands usually indicates, good news and good things happening. So there's something that hasn't come to the surface level, which I feel like is going to, be revealed, okay? Yeah, and I'm seeing during this time with this Three of Swords, yeah, probably everyone is pretty heartbroken. Zayn and Gigi even have a daughter together, so that's a pretty big obviously event that occurred in the family. Pretty impactful. But let's go and pick some more cards. Yeah, we got the Page of Pentacles. We've been getting a lot of pages, so I'm really seeing that there's a message that is going to be revealed. Honestly, this kind of reminds me of maybe Zayn's energy. He's just kind of looking down, looking to his pentacles, and just kind of contemplating a lot of things. He does have a history of kind of being a little bit angry. I think he got into a fight with one of the Paul brothers, Logan Paul or Jake Paul. But I mean, that kind of makes sense. It's with a guy. Guys get into fights all the time, right? So, or not all the time. I mean, that shouldn't be the case. But yeah, he does kind of have a history which is working against him. But I'm seeing with this Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands, there's a message that is going to be revealed that might even exonerate him, because this usually has to do with positive prospects, something that's really going to work in the favor of the Querent, which we're kind of going after Zayn's energy. We also got the King of Wands. Okay, I also feel like this is representative of Zayn's energy a little bit. The King of Wands is someone who's also pretty outspoken, also he's also prone to kind of having ego issues, anger issues, and I do feel like that is depictive of Zayn. He also left One Direction because he kind of just wanted to do his own thing. This is someone who ventures off to do their own thing. They don't really need to follow anyone else's lead. So I'm just seeing these two people. They're so outspoken. They're pretty what do you call, Yolanda and Zayn, they have pretty strong personalities, even though Zayn appears to be pretty quiet when it comes to social media and stuff. Even during his One Direction times, he was the most aloof and the most quiet out of all the One Direction members. But it's he still has a very strong personality and very strong opinions. I do believe he's a Capricorn, yeah. He definitely could have some fire placements if I'm not wrong. I don't know his entire birth chart, but you can definitely see how there would be a conflict, when two people are the same, when two people are like, kind of, even have like the same personalities and things that can definitely be clashing. Yeah, and then we got the Seven of Wands. Okay, so this is all about the right timing right now. Yeah, I'm seeing that like it's not the best timing for Zayn to really come out and do anything, but the Seven of Wands is all about like winning the battle and persevering. So I do feel like, he's I, honestly, I'm reading this as like Zayn's energy, so he is going to come forward and win the battle. I'm not saying he's not completely in the wrong. He definitely was. And his actions were very heartbreaking to Gigi and like, the entire family. But it's like there's still some truth that's a little bit hidden here. Okay, and I don't really know all the details. I haven't been following this as closely, so if like something does get revealed or something already has been revealed, honestly, please let me know in the comments below. All I know is that there's beef going on. Okay, there's beef going on with the Hadids and Zayn Malik. Okay, and we also got the Sun card here, so yeah, there are better and brighter days ahead for sure. I'm seeing that the child is safe. That's all that really matters here. It's like someone even said something I do remember reading in the tabloids is that Zayn and Gigi are very good parents to their daughter. I forgot her name, but yeah, it's like he's still a very good parent. Okay, it's just like he's having beef with the in-laws. Yeah. But it's like with the Seven of Wands, this is all about like persevering and like really winning the battle, like waiting for the right time. So things will happen in the right time. Yeah, and then we also got the Nine of Wands. Yeah, so he's kind of just holding on. He's kind of just like, sticking in, like hanging in there. Yeah, this is also about like faith and persistence as well. Yeah, so this Five of Wands represents conflict. I am seeing there's still going to be conflict. This is obviously a pretty like, big deal here. The family is probably not going to be the same ever again. But with the Sun card, this is a major arcana, so I just feel like the major theme here is that things will be fine. Their family will be okay. They'll be safe. Maybe in terms of Zayn and Gigi's relationship, yeah, that obviously does cause a strain. I mean, your mother versus your baby daddy. Yeah, I don't know if they're married. I don't think they are, but we got the Eight of Wands. So yeah, there's a message that's coming in here, like a lot of Wands energy, and especially that has a lot to do with like waiting and like kind of just like Wands have to do with like a strong message, like passion as well. So I just feel like, yeah, it was definitely done in the heat of the moment, and I do feel like that moment was a little bit exaggerated with all these sort of fire cards. Fire energy can sometimes speak to that, a little bit of like a dramaticness. Yeah, so even with the Five of Swords, yeah, Five of Wands, these are kind of like the more things aren't really the best cards. There's a lot of like news being spread, a lot of like gossip, a lot of like drama, a lot of just like negative things, negative vibes. Yeah, we got the Tower moment. Yeah, so this definitely was like a make or break moment, but it's resulting in a lot of changes. Okay, let's see what these changes are. Yeah, it's still gonna be kind of stressful though. Even if Zayn isn't really guilty, even though he has been like charged. He's also, I think, going to like court mandated therapy or something like that, like to work out his anger issues. It's like, yeah, unfortunately, it's still a pretty rough time. It's interesting because I'm seeing like for Capricorn energy, I think this year has been a little bit rough for a lot of Capricorns. Yeah, we got the Devil as well. Okay, interesting. So I do feel like, Zayn, yeah, he has a lot to work on. This is literally the Capricorn card. Okay, he does give into his impulses. He does give into his kind of like negative habits. But let's see what else we have here. Yeah, this is going to leave him feeling really drained. The entire family. We got all the fives, and, tarot fives aren't really the best. But we did get the Two of Cups. So, I mean, like, there obviously still is love between Gigi and Zayn. They were together for a long time, on and off, and they do have a child together, and I'm seeing like they're really gonna put the child's best interest at heart, and like there still will be love between them, but it's just like their relationship will be strained and it might be kind of hard to get back together the way that they were. Yeah, with this Eight of Cups, again, this is all about like walking away from something. I'm definitely feeling that someone's feeling kind of like left out, someone's feeling abandoned, probably Zayn, but also Gigi, in terms of like, wow, like I was not expecting this to happen. I mean, she kind of is surrounded between two like sort of toxic people, or like just in this situation, like sometimes you can do toxic things and not be a toxic person. But from what I know, like, yeah, the Queen of Wands, represents Yolanda's energy, and she kind of did push her kids to be like, models and like do things that, they didn't really want. Like, I feel like she was kind of like a pretty strict momager, sort of gives me Kris Jenner vibes as well. Just like really pushing their kids. you know, to fame and like kind of more material desires. That's also what this devil could represent, giving into like your material desires, giving into like, you know, just kind of more superficial things that aren't really that satisfying in that. But we also got the justice card, so yeah, things will come to light, the truth will come to light as well. Okay, so I do feel like this is obviously a very hard time for Zayn and the entire family. The both of them are being painted in a negative light, but things will resolve itself. And with the Two of Swords, I really feel like there is going to be confusion in terms of how to go forward, because, you know, when something like this happens, there's no like going back to what it really was. But we also got the Lovers. It's interesting. We've been getting like cards that say like, look, there's a lot of love here, and that's why it hurts a lot, because Zayn and Gigi, there's definitely real love there. We got the Two of Cups and the Lovers energy, so it wasn't fake. It wasn't just like a relationship just for the presses, or like for you know, just for publicity. Like, they genuinely did like each other. A lot of the times, like, you know, they were even under wraps. They kept things behind wraps. They even like secretly got I think they got pregnant, and they didn't even reveal it until like months and months later. I think they conceived in like quarantine or something like that. Or no, it was revealed they were pregnant in April 2020, and I think they had the baby in September or October, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, there's love there. This is definitely not just for publicity. There's like actual beef going on as well, you know. Yeah. But I do feel like the media kind of did overplay it, maybe over-exaggerate it with all the Wands cards. Probably isn't as bad as it seems, but it's like, you know, whatever Zayn did, obviously it's not justified to, like, you know, be violent or be angry and, you know, really perform those kinds of actions here. But it's like things will eventually resolve themselves. There's a lot of love within the family, you know, within like at least the three, Zayn, Gigi, and the baby. So they'll definitely find a way to co-parent and work things out. This Justice is a really great card for that. Okay, let's go ahead and pick some cards from this Karma cards. Yeah, I feel like that's very fitting. Okay, so we got Trouble. Yeah, the South Node. Yeah, there's a lot of trouble. Now is not the time to do something. Yeah, so it is going to take quite a bit before this situation really resolves itself. This literally says anxiety about trouble. Yeah. Okay, but we also got Mars. Yeah. This is also about, like, this makes sense with all this fire energy here. Like, you know, even like Aries energy, it's associated with Mars. And yeah, you know, I do feel like at least Zayn and Yolanda, they both have pretty intense energies. Definitely might want to check out their Mars sign. I'm not sure what it is, but I do feel like they would have pretty intense Mars signs. Mars is kind of all about, Mars is the god of war, and it is about, like, you know, being prone to anger and just kind of like, even, yeah, being dramatic and like over exaggerating things, but also just being really impulsive as well. So yeah, okay. But we also got the 6th house, and we got Capricorn energy. That makes sense because Zayn is a Capricorn. Gigi's a Taurus, I believe. Yeah, so in the 6th house, this is all about, like, work. You know, I do feel like this is going to impact his work as well, or, like, you know, it's been impacting their careers. It hasn't been an easy time for them. But this is also all about, like, yeah, this has to do with, like, yeah, work, career, service to others as well, so, and health, yeah. Overall, like, this is a time where they really need their privacy. It hasn't really been the easiest on their mental health. And this also says use the most business-like way. Okay, interesting. I know I said that this isn't really being done for publicity reasons, but I am seeing that, you know, we barely ever see Yolanda in the news. Maybe she wanted to be relevant. Maybe Zayn isn't really, like, the type of person to, you know, really want to be on the covers and stuff. He literally left One Direction to do his own thing. He's not really like the, okay, I'm gonna call the paparazzi so that, you know, we can be relevant in the tabloids. He's not that type of person. Even like Spider-Man, Megan Fox, she's not that type of person either. Even Gigi, she's not. You know, even Gigi and Megan are both Tauruses. They don't really, like, you know, they might like the fame and spotlight, but maybe not in the same way that, like, you know, a Leo would or something like that. I mean, I do think Megan has Leo placements, but it's like, at the end of the day, it's not, like, the most relevant thing on their minds. Like, you know, they might have done it once or twice. They call the paparazzi, wanting to be relevant and things like that. But, you know, Gigi doesn't even post her baby because of privacy reasons, and she's literally requested privacy. She turned off comments on her Instagram posts, and she hasn't really made a statement yet. As far as I know. So that's also something I'm seeing here. I do feel like Yolanda definitely does seem like the momager type that would do things for, like, business and things like that. And we got the 12th house, okay? things that are hidden. Keep your involvement hidden. So yeah, there are things that have not come to surface, that have not come to light, that will come to light for sure. And like this hidden also relates to privacy. So there's a lot of things that we don't see that, you know, they're resolving on their own, but it will come out. And I do feel like the truth, you know, we got the justice card here. It's like, yeah, you know, kind of does break our hearts a little to see, like, you know, people that we grew up with, you know, if you've been following Zayn and Gigi, it's like, this is a pretty big news. It's pretty surprising. I really looked up to Zayn, but there's like hidden tendencies as well. So I'm seeing that he's not like completely innocent, but there's also like things that would definitely exonerate him. Like he does have his justifications for whatever happened. I'm even seeing maybe it could have something to do with the family. Maybe it's like, maybe he felt like his daughter was threatened or something like that. Yeah, but he kind of does have like anger issues. But this also says like hidden tendencies, so it's like maybe that's something we don't see in the media. Maybe he does appear to be very private, but it's like, yeah, he has all these you know, underlying things going on. Definitely, you know, there's a lot that happens behind closed doors is what I'm seeing, but I'm also seeing it's the other way around too. Like there's definitely things that, you know, Yolanda might have done that like really triggered him, and it's like maybe she over exaggerated it, and it's not justified to get violent for any reason exactly. But I do believe there was something about how she showed up to their house uninvited, and like, you know, there were a lot of debates in the comments about like, oh well, she's their mother-in-law, or like she's their mom, like obviously she's allowed to show up, like would you turn away your parents if they showed up and things like that. So it's like she definitely did cross her boundaries as well. I am seeing there were boundaries broken. I don't know why, but like this was funny, and I don't think it's like completely the truth or anything, but this just reminds me of Maleficent, you know, like the mom, like not the mom, but like Maleficent, you know, who is this motherly figure. She comes in and steals like, you know, the king and queen's daughter, and that's how like, you know, Tangled or like Rapunzel comes out to be. Yeah. But it's like at the end of the day, she still, even though she is like evil, she still really cares for the daughter. So I feel like, you know, everyone really does care about like their kid, and it's like no harm was ever done to the kid, but maybe that could have had some sort of role, or like, yes, it could have, you know, something about like wanting custody or something along the lines of that. Because I am seeing with this justice, this definitely might be like a, you know, court battle that they have to like kind of wear out for, you know, the time being. Might even be kind of long, yeah. But it's like soon things will come to light, and yeah, justice will be served for sure. So on whoever's side, okay, and it was even a little bit hard to tell, but I'm seeing both parties are probably equally guilty, but there's a lot that we don't know. But I'm also seeing it's a little bit exaggerated on Yolanda's side. But again, you know, the social media paints people to be in a certain way. It could also be the whole thing about like, you know, of course, middle-aged woman painting them as a Karen, or maybe she actually could be a Karen, or yeah. I will leave this to interpretation, okay? So let me know what you think in the comments below. And again, this is just for fun and entertainment reasons. Yeah, take it with a grain of salt. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end the reading right here. Thank you so much for tuning in.